All right. Hello again. Welcome back to the death of Lucius. Post-death of Lucius. All right. So, are we all good? Can we continue? Shall we continue? All right. So you guys are heading back into town. We'll be going there by foot, I presume?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You head back towards the town of Norris Hole of the outskirts of the high forest. Charles does not accompany you. As you approach closer and closer, the smell of ember and burning earth overpowers your senses. It burns your eyes a little bit to kind of look through the embers, and it feels warm and as a small fire is still burn ablaze. As you approach the town, in about a half a mile diameter, about the size of the town itself, is a smoldering crater. Any sort of structure or a landscape that was once here no longer exists, but a pit that smells like embers and sulfur.
If Troll stayed back on the ship, I would have left coils on the ship.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye on him and see if he runs away or anything.
Sure. You leave coils kind of situated in the hallway of the airship while Troll's inside, and you periodically check in on him, and you can still hear him crying and just being to himself. Coil's head slithers on the door once in a while just to make sure everything's fine, and Troll seems to be fine, although emotionally distraught. So what do you guys want to do with the crater of Norris Hole?
Can I
pick through the wreckage?
All right.
See if there's any survivors. I'm going to be specifically looking for any weapons that survived and might be viable.
Sure.
Okay.
So Wolverine's looking for weapons and viable items. Make a perception check. Zaya, what are you looking
Treasure.
for? Treasure. Make a perception check.
Anything that is a remnant from Lucius.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I guess would we probably head towards the hold area first?
Yeah, we can say you spend the day. We're just going to use these checks in general. Just tell me what you're looking for.
We should make sure that those undead hunt lords are actually dead now.
All right. And Cortina, are you looking for anything?
Yeah, I'll look for survivors.
Okay, make a perception check.
I mean, I'm saying I'm looking for survivors, but really Zaya's looking first.
It becomes quite evident that it appears to have some sort of eruption. Something from below the earth has come up and destroyed everything, and then came down back, and then it all kind of eroded back into a pit. Toss and turn whatever was here. There are very few remains of structures. Corten, you come upon a few bodies, charred bodies, broken bodies, burnt to crisps. You know, you listen and observe, and there doesn't seem to be any sounds of survivors. Nobody appears to have survived this volcanic eruption of sorts. Rognar, you pick through the remains, the blackened remains, the charred grounds, and it's desolate, it's empty. It appears almost like the ninth hell of Nessus. Wolverbane, you look through the wreckage. You do not find anything. You find some metal bits here and there, but no sort of viable weapon or object. Zaya, what were you looking for? Treasure?
Yeah. I don't know, I'm looking for...
Zaya, you come across... what appears to be just poking out of the ground, a kind of it appears to be buried, but a blackened, almost like it looks like a sort of curved claw or almost like a tusk just jutting out of the earth. It looks strange, a little out of place.
Like a crow?
No, it's like a metal kind of angled piece, like a horn almost.
Okay, can I pick it up?
Sure. You head over there and you kind of push aside the ash and the dirt, and you lift it, and It's about this big, and appears to be. It's twisted. It's made of this black metal that's engraved and etched with these dark images of horses and animals.
Is it like something to put on your head?
It is a horn.
Oh.
It appears to be Lord Vale's horn, the one that he would blast, and that would signal the hunt. You guys spend the next kind of the good hour or two picking to the wreckage. I need everyone again to make perception checks. Unless there's something else you guys want to do.
I can't see things for the life of me.
Zaya's always the best. Alright, Zaya. Are you taking that horn, Zaya?
Yep.
Okay.
But I put it in the bag of holding.
Stash in the bag of holding. Continuing with the search of any surviving objects. As you guys look around, Zaya, again, you find kind of just smash up against a couple rocks, push some rocks away. You find what appears to be a book.
Ooh.
A simple book that is laying there, crushed between some rocks. Pages a little bit bent and folded.
Oh, please tell me I know what this book
And
is.
sitting on top of the book, as you push aside the rocks, is a amulet
Ooh.
of a red gemstone.
Ugh.
A dull red gemstone.
Does it feel any magic emanating from it?
Make an Arcana check. The book, however, you do recognize. A particular book that you've always wanted to look into and tried to look into many times. It appears to be the Journal of Lucius. The gemstone does not appear to have any arcanic presence coming from it.
Do I see her with the gemstone? Is it Lucius's gemstone?
Yeah, you look over to Zaya, looking at these objects. It is the same gemstone, the same amulet that you've seen Lucius wear before around his neck.
Guys, I mean, do you recognize this thing?
What are you holding up? The
The
gemstone
amulet.
or the book?
The amulet.
Ooh, that's Lucius's. Do you have plans for that?
Maybe selling it?
I have plans for that don't involve selling it.
I mean, how much do you want for it?
Are you seriously asking me that question, Zaya?
Can I insight Rogadar? I'm curious to know if he's actually serious about asking me if I'm serious.
Rogadar, do you look serious?
Oh, I am dead serious.
You know Rogadar. He's a good friend of mine.
Like, you see a hint of you're pushing it to the point where I would fight you for that.
Okay, Rogadar, I'm not that serious. I toss it over him.
I catch it.
And I roll my eyes thinking, did Lucius have rolled his eyes?
He lives on in all of us.
I've stopped caring about weapons, but I'm going to anything that looks like a house would be, and I'm like lifting the huge,
Foundation.
Not a foundation. No, like any
Beams.
beams and stuff to see if there's anybody.
You head back towards where the town was, and given the way the earth has erupted, there aren't very many beams. You find one or two here, kind of jutting out of the earth itself. And as the earth exploded upwards, bringing everything up with it, collapsing down in on itself into a pit. Everything kind of got shuffled around, eroded around. You see the odd one that managed to stay on the surface, but the town itself is decimated. It's gone. It is buried below the earth. You push aside some of the rubble and some of the beams, and you don't find any bodies. As though everything got pulled into the earth.
If and when I get to the place that the hold was, I'd like to just detect undead, just in case.
Sure, make it detect undead.
I did. I did it right now.
You've done that. Okay, you do it. There is no presence of the undead. From whence you felt it before, no longer exists.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys can see here?
Surprisingly, I have what I came for.
Let's leave this place.
You're not going to read that book, are you?
Zaya has the book. I have the amulet.
Sorry, did I see the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of had. You guys are all aware that you've recovered Lucius's journal and his amulets.
You gonna read that book?
I mean, yeah, maybe. Why not?
Seems a little personal.
But yeah, but what if he left a heritage somewhere that I could get or something, you know? What if he left a note like, please tell Agatha that I'm dead if I'm dead or something?
Who's Agatha?
I mean, does it matter who Agatha is? I mean, if she's in the book, she has to know.
It's very noble of you.
I go up to Cortion and ask him, do you sense
Thanks,
Lucius's
Scorpio.
soul?
Do I sense anything?
Make a religion check.
Has he passed to the next life?
You don't feel the threat of the soul on this plane.
I don't sense. Can I also ask? Do I sense anything? Is there a
No,
I mean like other?
other people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sense there has been a great death here. That's, everyone here is dead. It's been a massacre. 2 ways. 2 times.
For as great as Lucius's soul was, I can't sense it in the desolation that lies before us. There's just too much noise here.
Good riddance.
All right, so,
Back to the ship.
Back to the ship.
all right. You head back to the ship. It's still it's where you left it. You board the ship. Tralt still in his room. What do you guys do?
Does this ship need any repairing?
It's still in quite good condition. I mean, it took a few hits here and there, but the ship itself is still functioning as what you can gather in which we're experience.
Let's
See if we can get it moving.
so let's leave this place. Put this behind us. Do you think, DM, will we be able to run this ship, or do we need to get more people involved?
So between the 4 of you, you guys should be able to do it.
We have
But
Troll
it's-
showing us.
We have Troll as well.
So you guys traveled with this crew in this airship for quite some time. So you've seen them doing it. You know kind of what's involved, and then you also spent half a day trying to learn how to do it, which wasn't very successful. But you know, with the 4 of you, one basically working the elementals, one flying the ship, and the other 2 possibly as lookouts or working the air elemental, you could probably get it off the ground.
Well, I know I'm holding a steering wheel.
Well, where are we even going, Captain Zaya?
Grandfather tree?
Still on this?
I don't know. I mean, that's.
Can
what
we
the
stop
gun
at
was.
calling horns first?
What's there?
Yeah, why do you want to go to Callinghorn?
I want to get Troll to job there.
Wait, we're keeping Troll. Troll is coming with us.
We
To
need
help
as much.
us-
We need as much of the crew as we can
Yeah!
get.
Will he be safe?
I mean, I
None of us
sure
are
count on
safe.
it.
Safe as
Well-
everybody else.
Or
Relatively safe.
if we go to Callinghorns, I say we try to find a couple more members for our crew.
But considering what's happening in the world, I don't think anywhere is really safe.
Let's see. Let's ask him what he wants to do. But maybe Callinghorn would be a good place to drop off. We've got all these things on board.
No, we're taking them to our place, to our house. Remember the place that we got? Man, Lucius will never see our nice place.
We lied to him for nothing.
He didn't even want it. He
We
never.
lied to him for nothing. I mean, it's a tale we can tell people about how we lied to a friend in order to make him accept our new house. I don't know, something.
I don't think we're ready to continue going to all these places and getting new relics. I don't think there's only 4 of us now. We had a hard enough time with 5.
So should we just fly to our house?
I think we need to go to some kind of civilization.
Because if we just fly to our new house, that's the plan. The plan was to drop our stuff there. And I mean, it's close to civilization.
Yeah.
Was Silvery Moon like a weird place?
Silver Moon
It's
is
a rich place.
It's a very upstanding sort of civilization. So
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's go there. That sounds good.
Hey, maybe we can get a better price for our stuff that we want to sell from there. I'm totally down with that.
I thought our stuff was like garbage.
I mean, not that stuff. I'm talking like the stuff that I don't want to talk about because Cortion's gonna throw it off board.
Oh, the stuff you stole. Yes, that's
I didn't steal. I took it because it was calling to me.
I'm
There's
fine.
probably some dead persons. Don't worry about it, Cortion.
That's right.
I'm fine with going to Silvery Moon. I want to get my feet on the ground again, and I don't even feel like I want to fight anything anymore.
He's having a midlife crisis.
Oh man, do I need to get the Sunset Stein out again?
Okay. Well, let's get the ship in the air first.
Yeah, let's see
Okay,
how we can do
I
this.
got my little booster behind the steering wheel. I'm ready, guys.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's do it.
We just need the elemental.
So, you take out some charts that Nisroth had, some maps, and you look at them. They're kind of confusing to you. But looking at the map, with the with the goal of Silvery Moon in mind, you kind of try to figure out a way to get there. What's the best way to get there? But with that, you guys take your positions on
Oh
the airship.
man, we're gonna get lost.
Who's doing what?
I'm steering the commands.
So with Zaya at the helm, with the steering wheel,
Cortion, I have so much experience with this.
in Delsophine's old spot. Who's doing what? What else?
I'm going to be at navigation.
I forget who I was learning from, but I'll do whatever I learned.
I will attempt Lucius's job at the fire elemental.
Okay.
I've cooked enough food there. I gotta pot something.
Yeah. All right.
As we're departing, I'm gonna share to Cortion that before we met with you, we were in this magic tower that was like the size of a giant, and I totally was able to control the steering wheel from that giant flying tower to avoid us from falling to our death. Really. It happened. And everyone was there except for Wolverine. So really, there's only Rogadar left to tell you that it's true.
We're just slowly shaking his head, just like ever so slightly back and forth.
All right. With that, you guys prepare to lift the airship crew off the ground and push it northwards towards Silvery Moon. So, Rogadar,
Mm-hmm.
you look at the contraption that the elemental is placed in. There are levers and valves, ways to close different parts of the elemental so you can control the balloon. You've seen Perla do before to add air to the balloon or heat to the balloon and change its almost orientation, its pitch to help to drive the airship and keep it balanced in the air.
So I give like everything like a small little pull just to see where it's pulling on first.
I'm gonna inspire Rogadar.
All right.
And then I sort of Okay, so I know something's got to allow more heat into the balloon. Something's got to let the hot air out of the balloon. And then I just try to figure out what the pitch ones are.
You notice that there are some levers that actually, where the balloon is tethered to the deck, you're able to cause these ropes to pull and loosen through some mechanisms in the deck itself that Nizroth kept, check of and repair. But it allows you to kind of pull the balloon to the sides, depending on kind of like a parachuter can pull the tethers to the chutes. There are little levers that can allow you to kind of pitch the balloon a little bit. It's a little more complicated than simply just letting air in and out, or heat in and out. So
We're gonna have to play with those as we fly it.
yeah, but it helps keep the ship balanced in the air. So the fire lamps are initialized. You begin to do your job to the best of your abilities. I need you to make an intelligence check.
And I'm inspired.
Yes.
That's a D8.
Yes.
Okay. 18 total.
All right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You guys,
You got this, Ragnar. Sorry.
the airship lurches forward on it has these skis that you're very familiar with that it lands on. It lurches forward as it lifts up and falls back to the ground. You stumble and hold yourself steady as it rises again, falls back down. You add a little more juice, Rogadar, and it begins to raise up ever so slightly. At which point, navigators and Zaya at the wheel, you do your best to keep it straight, keep it true, and keep it away from any objects that would destroy it. I need the rest of you guys to make intelligence checks.
Ugh, straight
It's like
up
when you're
on
first
the
driving a car and you're taking your foot off the gas, then you slam it back down.
Yeah,
Take it off,
basically.
you have to slam it back down.
Not too bad. Pretty average.
Orbit.
Wow, we're so average.
It's rough. The rough. Rogadar managed to get the airship up a bit, but with Zaya using the levers with the air elemental and the wheel itself, she's not able to keep it pitched upwards and give it some lift. The airship continues to bounce along the ground, scraping and banging into boulders and rocks.
No
Hear
way!
wood splinter as it breaks off the hull of your ship. The artifacts you hear kind of like take some hits, but you look off the side and you hear and see bits of the airship being pulled off. The airship takes
Oh no, that's so bad.
only 6 points of damage. As you guys slowly begin to take it off the grounds. I need one more intelligence check from everyone, please.
Oh
Come on. Natural 20, not
no. Oh,
quite.
good job. We have
18 plus 2, 20. I thought it was natural.
Kortian?
Yo, natural ones on the second roll for Wolverine myself.
Kortian, intelligence check. Alright, so
We know where we're going at least.
Navigate the shit out of this.
you guys kind of getting familiar with it as you bounce about a couple hundred feet along the grounds.
I'm trying to get us a bit higher off so we don't hit the ground
Yeah.
as much.
You add a little more heat, Zaya. You pitch the flaps of the air elemental downwards or upwards, to get the more lift. You guys are calling out directions of where to turn to, so you don't hit anything. The airship suffers another 2 points of damage total, as you guys are able to now bring the ship airborne. It soars upwards a little too fast, and then drops a little bit, and you feel your stomachs kind of pull up to your throats, but then Rogar corrects it and brings it back up. And you begin your best to sail towards Silvery Moon. All right.
Let's hope Klaus doesn't come back to this warship. That'd be really awkward at this point.
It's late afternoon, early evening, after spending some time in Norla's Holt crater and heading back to the airship, trying to get it off the grounds. It's getting late.
Oh no!
So, you guys are navigating. I need the navigators to roll survival checks.
Baby.
Who's the navigators?
Cortion?
Oh, Cortian and Wolverine.
Oh, I'm a navigator. I didn't even know.
You're helping tell Zaya where to turn the ship and basically fight against the winds.
Ooh.
Yeah, turn its way.
These guys know where to go.
All right. So you observe, you look through your your maps. You judge that Silver Moon is about a 6-day flight
Oh my
at this
gosh.
speed. Maybe cut down to 4 days if you really push the air elemental, if you really working the winds to your favor. But it is a far journey. So, is there anything you guys want to do on the ship as you fly to the night? Well, not the night, but the sun is beginning to set to the west. It's still kind of high, but it's beginning to descend on this eve.
I mean-
I assume we put the ship down for the night?
Yeah. So it's not nighttime yet, but you
Oh,
have to
okay.
land the ship at night.
But like as we're flying the ship, I feel like there's not much we can do other than fly the ship, right?
Well, I mean, Wolverine and Cortion, you guys can swap out. You know that once the airship's airborne, it really just takes one person flying the wheel and one person looking after the elemental every so often.
Okay.
You notice the crew had time to themselves once the ship was flying. Is there anything you guys want to do, just out of curiosity?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm nervous enough about the fire elemental that I'm standing there watching the whole time.
All right. Okay. So you guys had quite a bit of rest. So as the the sun is beginning to set in the west, how far into the night did you guys want to fly this thing?
I mean, is it safer to rest during the day and fly overnight?
I'd suggest we land when we can still see what we're landing on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Either that or the other. But we should just do perception check to make sure we land somewhere safe.
You guys look off the ship. You guys have been doing a pretty good job keeping it to the main lands over the Evermore the Evermore Road. You gathered you could probably find a safe distance from what you see. So, with you guys, is this where you guys are right now? Like, I just need to know. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm steering the wheel.
All right. So, as the sun begins to set to the west, you prepare to bring the ship down for the night, your first night on your journey to Silvery Moon. Tralt comes up on deck. You see that he's puffy-eyed. Through his mask, you can tell he's been crying quite a bit. He's quiet, but he comes up on deck, and he leans up against the west side of the ship, the port side, and looks out to the west towards the sunset. Just quiet and still. Not really paying attention to you guys.
Could we say I have cooked some food at this point?
Yeah. You
Okay.
quickly ran down to below deck while Orvain looked over the elemental and came back real quick too.
Yeah, I sprint down, I grab one thing, I sprint back up, make sure it's good. I wait a couple minutes, I sprint down, grab another thing.
Okay. So you have cooked meal. You could have cooked food, and perhaps Tralt has smelt the food, and his hunger has overcome his emotion, and he's come up to the top deck. But he stares blankly towards the west as the sun begins to set.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Sure.
I pull out a ladle of stew, because I made stew tonight apparently. I pour a bowl, and I bring it over to Trolt, and I just hand it to him, not saying anything.
He takes it. He kind of just sets it up on the railing of the Grim. The heat kind of just warming his hands, and he looks up to the west. few
enjoy
moments
the
later,
sunset, and I go back to the fire elemental.
he slowly makes his way kind of up to the top of the ship, where there's a crate. That you guys are familiar. You've seen him sit on this crate before. It's kind of his spot. He really likes to sit here. And he sits down cross-legged, just staring out to the west, drinking, kind of just eating the stew. Is anyone doing anything?
I'll just try to say something to Troll that I'll say like, I see why you're sitting there. You got such a special view from up here.
He says, yeah, I always used to sit here when we watched the sunsets together, me and my family. It was the best view. He kind of just takes a sip of his soup.
Is there anything I can do for you?
You see him just do a slight shrug. And he kind of casts his eyes over the ship, almost stopping and looking at different spots. He looks at the front gun where Zelth used to stand, and the elemental where Rogadar now stands, but Perla used to. And he looks at you, Zaya, where Delphine used to stand. He just shakes his head no and says, I miss them. And then he starts to think, and you kind of see him smirk a bit, and he says, Perla used to be so crazy, don't you think?
She was a cool one.
She was my favorite. She always covered her hands, her gloves, covering her forearms. Did you know that her arms were burnt? Did you ever notice?
Would I have noticed?
No.
I mean, of course I noticed the gloves.
She told me once that there was a fire accident that she blamed herself for that claimed her family. She tortured herself by working the elemental. She thought that being around the fire and staring into its blaze would somehow redeem her. I think it kind of made her crazy. She was my favorite. At which point he looks at the gun and says, Sophia was funny too. She was always brooding, pretending everything was wrong. Did you know that she was actually the most kind of the crew? She was always listening to us. It was like a mother figure to everyone, making sure everyone was okay, that they were sleeping. And trust me, if you didn't eat 3 meals a day, Zolfi would make you. Kind of laughs at the thought of it. It's like, did you know that, Captain Zaya?
Well, I know that at the end of her days, she was very hungry herself.
He just nods. He's like, you know who was hungry all the time? Oriscus. And that guy could eat so much. And Brassic, he was like you. Although bigger and stronger, like Captain Wolverbane, but he was so funny and so jolly. He was always making the crew laugh. Best one was Delphine, the captain. She would always look up to us. I was telling Captain Rogadar that once in a while, every week, we would have to watch the sunset together while we ate. She said that a family that watched the sunset together stayed together. Or I think Nizrath said that at one point. Did you know we were called the Red Dawn?
You were called the Red Tongue?
The Red Dawn, yeah.
Or the sunset was called like that?
Delphine named it after the sunset. But we were an adventuring group, just like you guys. You guys are Torque. We were the Red Dawn. But when we took this job to fly you around, Delphine ordered us not to discuss any of our adventuring histories or our personal lives unless under strict order. We were to avoid it at all costs. This job was for clout, and so we did to the best of our abilities. But we were called the Red Dawn. I'm sorry for your loss, Saya. Lucius was pretty cool. I wish I got to know him better.
I really wish I could have saved more of you guys' family.
He just looks up to the west again and says, Captain Saya, will you watch the sunset with me?
I mean, can I without it interfering with steering the wheel?
You can kind of set it to just fly. You can do it from there. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll just go a couple steps more closer to the side.
Troll sets down the bowl of soup, and you see him reach up, and he unlatches the mask, the dragon cultist mask that he wears, and just kind of sets it in his lap. And for the first time, you kind of see really his features. He's a young boy, handsome, but his cheeks are stained with tears. And the two of you watch the sunset. It's quiet, it's still, but you kind of get a sense that Troll's a little more peaceful. After a few moments, as the sun begins to set across the horizon, he says, "Thank you, Captain Zaya." And he hands you his mask. And he says, Could you burn it? Throw it into the fire elemental.
Are you sure? Like, do you want me to hold on to it for a little longer until you're sure that you don't want it back?
He just shakes his head no, and begins to continue looking off into the distance. Says, I don't want it anymore. Do you take it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Do you head down to toss in the fire elemental?
I'll say, before I walk down, I'll say to him, you know, I don't think any of us want to replace your family, but I just want you to know that we'll be here for you. And I'm gonna head down to the fire elemental.
All right.
But I'm not gonna toss it.
As you head down the stairs, you catch Troll say something under his breath. He says, for the glory of the Red Dawn. You turn around, and Troll is no longer standing there.
No.
Do I see that? Do I see him fall?
You turn around, and he's no longer standing
Can I look down on the side?
You quickly rush to the edge of the deck. As the clouds whiz by you, his body descends past the cloud line.
Okay, I'm gonna cast polymorph.
By the time you guys on yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna polymorph into like a giant owl. Wait, I just want to check the speed of that thing.
So we went over the fall speeds.
Huh?
Do we see any of this happening?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I do not.
You see Zaya at the bottom of the stairs sprint up across the deck and jump off, bursting into an owl. But the fall speed of an object, as we've learned real quick, is quite fast. And from this height and this distance, you gather you won't be able to catch him in time. As just Troll's body plummets hundreds
But
of
my
feet per
flight
second.
speed is faster than just walking speed, though,
What's your
right?
flight speed?
My flight speed is 60 feet, but I can dash. That's still not enough?
You can try.
Can I try?
Do we notice all of a sudden that do we feel anything in the ship when she lets go of the wheel?
There's a kind of slight turn of the ship, and it rocks a bit. As you look back inside, leaps off the airship in a bird form, a giant owl, and no one's commanding the ship.
I rush over and grab the wheel so it doesn't turn anymore.
Yeah, you correct it.
Rogadar, accordion! Zaya just jumped off the ship!
What? And I'll turn over.
Where's Trolt? I don't even see him.
He was up here. I give him some soup.
Did
You
he
see
take it
his-
down?
You
Is his
see,
bowl still there?
you see his bowl is sitting kind of on a crate that he used to sit on.
I'm holding the wheel. Somebody look over the edge.
I'm gonna run and follow Zaya and just look over the edge.
So I make a perception check.
I'm gonna send coils over the edge and just start flying down.
I lost my thing. Where'd it go?
I saw her turn into an owl.
Zaya, as you dive,
Or I saw her
Wings-
jump off.
you saw her jump off and turn to an owl as she dives down. You dive down with your wings back, flying at the fastest speed you can possibly get. You soar down to kind of the cloud line, and you see the ground below you. Off the distance, you can see the lights of Calling Horn. To the north, the lights of Everlands. And to the south, the smoking crater of Noner's Holds. You can't see the body. You catch it for a moment, but you lose it real quick.
Can I head in that? Is it like getting closer to me?
No, you aren't catching up to him.
I'll head back towards the ship.
After dashing, flying for a few moments, you head back up towards the ship. What you watch from underneath is it's moving at a strange way. And then something corrects itself as Bane holds onto the wheel. And you watch as this giant bird, this giant owl, lands back on deck.
Zaya, why would you do that?
I'm just gonna sit in the bird form, I think, for the spell time.
All right.
I'm gonna have. Alright, so I assume I can put 2 and 2 together, and I'm gonna have coils just sort of following the path of someone falling, and just search around the ground there.
All right. Make a perception check.
For coils.
Correct.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals on myself and then ask Zaya again, what happened? Where's Trolt?
And I'll say I tried to go after him, but there was no time.
What, he just fell off?
I don't think he fell off, if you see what I mean.
17 for coils.
As Coils flies down towards the grounds, you can just make out the faint image of a red robe figure in the grounds.
Yeah, coils goes up to it.
Okay. He flies towards it, and the body looks broken, having fallen hundreds of feet. What do you do?
Basically just confirmation of who it is.
The robe alone gives it away, but it certainly is Troll's.
No, I had to see the face.
I ask Zaya, can you take Cortion down there? I would say he could probably revive him, but he did this on purpose. I don't think he wants to come back. But the least he can do, Cortion can send off his soul in peace.
Sure, if Cortion wants to go, I'll take him.
I whistle over to Cortion and tell him, come over here.
How are you gonna get me down there?
I'm in a giant owl form.
I explain.
Okay.
I explain. Zaya can take you down. I ask her how to stop this thing, so it stops moving for one thing. And I explain, Cortion. I think Trolt took his own life. So if you go with Zaya, don't bring him back. Just send him to a good place.
Send
him to the rest of his family.
I'll do my due diligence. and I guess I'm gonna hop on Zaya.
All right.
Well, I'll take him down, but I'll go pretty fast. Like, I'm not just doing this touristic route.
All right. So you fly directly towards where the body is. Rogadar, you use Quail's kind of meet her halfway to guide her towards Quail's body.
Yeah.
And as you approach, you see Troll's body.
So I'll just, like land, put Kurtian can get off safely.
I see this sad sight, and I'll do an abridged version of my usual shtick. Set my shield and sword mace next to him, and kind of lean over him and send him on his way. And finally, I'll open my book and I'll write his name within it.
All right. You feel doing your little ritual of the last thread of his soul, kind of leaving here and moving on. You feel that it is at peace. That's now there's Tralt is at peace. He's happy. And that's it.
I'm gonna hop back on the giant owl and say, let's be on our way.
All right. So the two of you head back towards the airship. And you guys fly back and arrive back at the airship.
Right, would you bear?
All right.
I explain that he's passed on, but he holds no remorse. Let's make our way. Sorry, take the wheel.
Okay. Well, I mean, at this point, I'm guessing it's going to be like half an hour later or something.
All right.
So I'll take my form back.
So you guys make your continue your journey to Silvery Moon, landing when you need to.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to do as you make your way to Silvery Moon?
I think I'm just going to keep to myself. Like, I don't
Okay.
think there's anything.
So I'm going to need a series of intelligence checks as you guys go through the days, doing takeoffs and landings and navigation towards Silvery Moon.
Don't you mean a survival check?
I'm going to smack somebody. Survival to navigate. Intelligence to take off and lands.
Okay.
Multiple times as you make your way. You guys ready?
All of us.
I mean, if we were to like fail a lot, can we stop so that we can like try to attempt to fix the ship before we continue moving on? You know what I mean?
Roger?
One night I would like to do something.
Sure.
Just after we've landed the ship, I sort of walk a ways away.
Well, let's quickly land the ship real quick and get everyone to make intelligence checks.
Oh!
Oh,
Well, Kurtian, it's all on you.
the events of the past days are really weighing heavily on our minds. We can't really
Yeah.
focus.
Clearly.
You land the ship for the first time. It's the first time you're landing the ship on night one. It comes in a little too steep, and you crash the front of the hull into the ground and bounces backwards and fishtails a bit, but you eventually skid to a stop. It takes 6 points of damage and comes to a rest. Sort of off balance. Roger, that night, what would you like to do?
So after everyone sort of started going to bed, I'm going to walk away from the campsite.
Okay.
You don't jump off too.
No, we've already landed. And I pull out Lucius's stone,
Okay.
set it down, focus on it, and just say, Asmodeus, do you still have a connection here?
What are you doing?
You spend a few moments kind of focusing on the gemstone. It does look darker and colder and more dormant than it used to be when Lucius wore it. You feel no connection to Asmodeus or Lucius.
Not going to be as easy as this, I guess. Perhaps there'll be someone in the next town who can guide me. So I pick it up. I sort of just walk through the woods for a while.
Okay.
And I make my way back to the ship later on.
All right.
Just some time to think and walk.
Sure. All right. You guys, morning comes, and you continue your journey. Taking off. I need intelligence checks.
It's even worse.
I
Yes.
make up for it, okay?
Do I have advantage?
No.
Okay.
Do you have inspiration?
Taking
No.
as you guys have a little rocky start again, taking off, bump in a few boulders and hit a tree at one point. Takes 8 points. You take 8 points of damage as you splinter some more of your ship off. Navigators, I need survival checks.
Navigators, take us in the right
What is
direction.
going on?
Wolverine, you're not pulling your weight, but Cortion helps to keep you guys aligned. And you have, let me bring you to the map. You guys are at the map. You're trying to follow the Evermore way to the best of your abilities. The Evermore to your north, as you recall, is a gloomy, fog-infested marsh, a bog, a swamp, a place not ideal for landing and definitely not ideal for an airship. You're doing your best to navigate your way between the Evermores and the High Forest, as you are not experienced enough to land in either the forest or the Evermores. Wolverine, you're not pulling your weight, but Cortion helps keep the airship along the Evermores. And as the night comes, I need landing checks, intelligence from everyone.
There we go. 17. That's got to be a better landing.
I mean, I got a 9.
Come down a little softer. It's not as bad, but again, the ship continues to take damage as you guys are not landing it quite well. Landing it, drifting onto the skis. You're catching the skis on things and coming sideways and lopsided. The hull is beginning to crack, still flying. Day 3. Take off.
Can we assume we did some repair that day?
You can try to.
I would like to attempt to repair.
All right, make a.
I've got a hammer after all.
So,
From way back.
all right. Make an intelligence check.
Nope.
Okay. You try to do some repairs. There are some internal repairs that Nizroth was aware of. He knew how the inner workings of the ship. It has taken some internal structural damage, but you're just not quite familiar with how he maintained this. You guys patch up a few holes here and there, some cracks with some leftover wood and some supplies, breaking apart crates to help patch some holes. Day 3, takeoff.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Okay. I'm actually curious. I want to look into Lucius' journal.
Okay.
I want to know if I can spot my name somewhere in it.
It's written in words and symbols.
Yes, but I mean, my name would still come up as something, I figured.
No, you don't see your name.
Okay.
Day 3, takeoff. Give it to me. Intelligence. Go.
Nice. That's a good takeoff.
Okay.
Hey, look at that! I finally get control on
Kind
this.
of by Wolverine's thing. Which, Zaya, you've got it figured out. You pitch the aircraft, or you pitch the airship upwards with the air elemental. But however, Wolverine doesn't shout out a jutting crag, and you kind of blindside it, crack yourself, and take off. Navigators, navigate for me.
Oh, there you go. There's one.
And
Cortion's currently away.
oh wow! And Cortion rolled a natural 20. The both of you getting a hang of this managed to keep the airship along the road. In the distance, you see where the rivers and the road connect. The city of Everlund. The high walls kind of encapsulate it. And this is what it looks like. A somewhat sprawling city where the river cuts it. It's in the distance, and farmlands kind of surround its high walls. And you can see a spire that shoots up from the center of the city with a sort of a moon sort of symbol on it. Are you guys landing?
This looks like a cool place. Are we still going to Silver Moon?
I think we should stay here for now.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't make it to the other town in today, right?
No, you're landing today. This is nighttime.
Alright.
Making landing checks.
Okay, intelligence?
Yep.
I forgot how... I mean, I'm getting there on departing, but landing, not so much.
All right. Hiccups here and there. You guys land the airship. Are you trying to land it outside of Everlund? Just outside, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. You bring the airship down. Come skidding across a farmer's field by accident, but quickly pull up, only destroying half his crops, before sending it down to a patch of field that's unused. And you're outside the city of Everlund. It is nighttime. What do you guys want to do?
I want to find an inn.
Yeah.
Sleep in a real bed.
How far are we from the nearest gate to the city?
Sorry?
How far are we from the nearest gate into the city?
You're within an easy walking distance. You can see it in the distance. The lights, the torches that line the walls.
Are there guards outside? Like, does it look like the city's still open?
Yeah, you see a few foot traffic. The last of some merchant carts heading into the city.
We do have some stuff on the ship, everyone. I'm not sure if you want it robbed if we all go into the city tonight or in the day tomorrow.
I mean, do you have business to do in the city?
I don't have a reason to go in there.
I'm going. I just walk off. You'll find me at the inn.
You'll find us here in the morning.
All right. So Wolverine, you walk off towards the city of Everlund. Does anyone join him?
I'd go, I think.
All right. Corten, you follow him.
Rogadar, do you think you want me to stay here with you?
Go if you wish. I can stay with the ship.
Okay, I'll follow the boys.
All right. Leaving Rogadar behind, the three of you head inside Everlund.
And I'll say to Wolverine, remember when you said you were gonna keep me out of trouble?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be your conscience, remember?
Yeah, well, how about, we both watch out for each other to make sure you don't get in trouble either in this town. I think we've had enough trouble recently.
I'm not looking to start anything.
So low profile, no attacking, nothing.
I'm in no mood for a fight.
Okay.
All right.
Do you need the sunset sign again?
That never hurts.
So I'll pull it out as we walk into town.
All right. So for the purpose of the story, as we finish up for the night, you guys enter the town and you ask a few guards. They're friendly enough. The city seems to be a very bustling merchant town. You see a few riverboats and merchant ships moving along the river that cuts Everlund. You ask for, I guess, a place to stay, a tavern or an inn?
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
An inn with a tavern.
Okay,
Or a tavern with an inn.
A 2-for-1, sure. You ask for a tavern with an inn, and they point you in the direction as you approach from the south, over the bridge. Towards kind of the northwestern part, just across the water. And you notice as you cross the bridge, there's ports all along the river and parks that are built along the riverside. It's a nice town, a well-kept town. In the center, as you pass, what appears to be a large marketplace, but most of the stalls are closed for the nights. You head westward, following the river, to a place that's one of the guards had mentioned was a good place for travelers like yourselves to go to. They call it the River Run Tavern and Inn. There are some sounds and some merriment happening from within. The smell of delicious foods captures your nose, and you enter. You
What do we see?
enter to a bright interior. Jolly music being played. The room is packed with merchants and other individuals, sailors of all sorts that come away this way, and it seems to be a bustling, happy place, retrospect of your recent journeys. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna look for an open table.
Yeah.
Yeah, you usually find an open table. You head over to it. People greet you here and there, but you're just not in quite the mood. So you find a place to sit. A bartender comes and offers to take your orders.
Something strong, something hard. What have you got?
Not a problem. You look like you've seen some shite. I'll get you a hard one. And
For 3.
for 3, not a problem. And heads off towards the bar. At which point,
I look at Wolverine like, are you supposed to stand up now?
and that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight, guys.
What?
That is the end for tonight. It is 9:30. Thank you very much.
I want to know more.
Yeah, I know, right? There's 4 minutes. I mean, tell me more.
No, that is where we end for the night. Look, a strange individual shouting.
Can we know what he looks like at least before the session ends or something?
Oh, no way!
Orbane, you recognize.
Do I have a
Oh
moment
my
to-
goodness.
I look over at who stole my moniker, and I'm like, Demon Tail?
End scene.
He's
All right.
back!
No.
What does this mean?
All right. Get it, his courtesy on.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man.
All right.
Now I gotta remember our what kind of relationship we had.
I know, right? Well, I don't have a relationship with him. In my head, I was thinking, like, this is a guy trying to steal, like, the center of attention, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, is it, they know you already from here? Well, I'll still think
Like,
they're
oh,
calling us-
what a nice guy to introduce me, but I'm not really.
And I just realized that my mic was off the stream that whole time, so that sucks.
Oh,
really?
no.
Do it again.
Well,
Do it again.
Okay, you hear a loud voice shouting over the hustle and bustle of the tavern. Come one, come all, gather round and ready your ears. You're in for a treat tonight. Come now, don't be shy. For the low, low price of a drink or three, hear the tales from the one, the only, hero of Phandalin.
The crowd goes wild.
And I,
Alright.
Cool. Well, thanks for
Alright.
watching. Check us out on our YouTube channel, The Gilded Dice. We have all of the episodes leading up to this one on there. And yeah, we'll pick up the story same place next week. Right here. Same place,
Damn.
same time. Bye.
Less death.
Bye bye.